Do you all remember when China Anne McClain said that she left Hollywood to pursue God's work? Because according to her, whatever Hollywood represents goes against what she believes in.
And all this is an illusion. It's an illusion. This industry, for what it is, and everything that people look to and praise, it's not important.
Well, now we are getting more perspective on what she meant and why she seemed so scared to reveal the real truth about what she was talking about. Turns out it may have a lot to do with Tyler Perry and what China allegedly saw when she was working for him for years. Sheesh! Looks like 2026 is the year Tyler Perry will get what's coming for him, so how about we just get right into it? Okay guys, there was a time China Anne released a TikTok video in which she spoke about how, in her view, the entertainment industry is forcing satanic imagery down people's throats and making them forget their God and religion. And although she did not mention Lil Nas X, a whole lot of what she said included references to his song, Montero, where he portrays both a character who slides down a pole to hell as well as the devil himself.
It's about influence. There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan, full-on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, dressed as a demon, got upside-down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. People think that this stuff is just a game. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all. They know good and doggone well that God exists. They also know that Satan exists. They're just counting on the fact that y'all don't know that. But either way, the things that you take in, that they're feeding you, those things affect you. Whether you realize it in the moment or not, they affect you. That's why they do it. I'm not going to sacrifice the honesty in order to be politically correct. I can say whatever I have to say with respect, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it bluntly.
In another video, China also delivered a deeply personal and emotional announcement regarding her departure from the entertainment industry as it is currently structured. And she began by confirming that the 4th season of Black Lightning would be the show's last, apparently a fact she discovered alongside the general public. However, she revealed that she had already decided to leave the series regardless of its renewal status, and explained that she only agreed to return for a limited number of episodes for the final season, meaning her character, Jennifer Pierce, would not be present for the entire run. While at the time she chose not to go into the specific different reasons behind her exit, she asked her fans to trust her decision, emphasizing that she has no ill will toward the CW or the show's producers. Then she went on to describe the entertainment industry and the fame and praise associated with it as an illusion, stating that the reality of people dying and the state of the world helped her see what is truly important. She also declared that she is now dedicated solely to God's work, saying that she feels God is moving her in a direction far bigger than a television show, and she expressed a radical commitment to the new path, noting that she would be willing to live on pennies and a dime or do missionary work in Timbuktu if that is where she is led. In addition, she also clarified the intent behind her then newly formed production company, explaining that her goal is not to play the game by Hollywood standards or to seek financial gain, as she has never made decisions based on money. Instead, she said she wants to create films and projects that bring the spirit back into entertainment, offering viewers new avenues and teaching them something meaningful. She also admitted to being done teeny-bopping around and expressed a desperate desire to be a part of the good and to help push the world forward rather than just sitting in one place. She also described herself as feeling more awake than ever before, acknowledging that being aware can be painful, but is ultimately better than living a lie. Then, she concluded by reaffirming her decision to live in what she called the one truth for the rest of her life, regardless of how others might feel about it, and promised her fans that they would see the fruits of her new journey. Now, the thing is, most of the time, China Anne McClain appeared visibly distressed and emotional, which you can interpret as her speaking from a point of fear regarding what she has experienced. And now people are saying that the person she was scared to expose the most was Tyler Perry. Honey, we know that Tyler Perry cast China as Jasmine Payne in 2007, and she worked on his set for 8 years and over 200 episodes. Initially, the relationship was actually good, and Mr. Perry praised her talent, giving her more lines because she was amazing and a star in the making. China also spoke highly of him early on, calling him the king of comedic acting, and said he was really fun fun to work with. But apparently, as the years went on, China Anne realized that Hollywood, and specifically Tyler Perry, was not who she thought he was. Allegedly, China had troubling experiences during her early years working with Perry, and what she saw made her realize she did not want to be part of that dark world. When it comes to Mr. Perry, we know that we've heard a lot about how he's literally a wolf in sheep's clothing. Y'all remember when Christian Keyes was exposing a black man, a powerful black billionaire, who brags about having several black men on his payroll and has a documentary for SA? People really said that whoever he was describing was possibly Tyler Perry.
I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off me. He said, "I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked." I declined.
Based on what Christian said at the time, this very powerful person bragged about having multiple young men on the payroll, and the men just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And we are not just talking about speculations here. Christian also showed fans a recorder, saying he has kept one on him since 2005, and added that he has multiple voice recordings of what happened to him. He also noted that the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent somebody from turning all of those recordings over to the police, because harassment is a crime and attempted SA is a felony. Yes, Christian didn't specifically name Tyler Perry, even though there were a lot of suspicions that he was talking about him. But then there was Derek Dixon, who filed a lawsuit against Mr. Perry, alleging that Mr. Perry rubbed his thigh in bed, sent him intimate charged messages, and once grabbed his throat, and claimed that Tyler Perry admitted to hooking up with men and said he's a top. He even alleged Tyler Perry told him, "When you have a big D and you hit the G-spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy." See, in the court docs, Derek claimed he and Tyler met at an event back in 2019, and in Derek's words, Tyler picked him out of the crowd and asked for his phone number, suggesting he might have a role for him. Then he said that just like Tyler had suggested, he gave him a small role in 2 episodes of a show called Ruthless. Now, in January 2020, Derek said Tyler invited him to his Atlanta home, and he accepted, hoping to build a friendship that would lead to more acting gigs. But, according to the suit, while there, Derek drank too much and ended up sleeping in a guest room. He claimed that Tyler got into the bed with him and started touching his thighs, and although he rejected the advances that night, he claimed Tyler remained interested. Based on what was in the lawsuit, shortly thereafter, Derek said he landed the role of Dale in The Oval, which was great for his career, but he claimed it was around this time that Tyler also started firing off suggestive texts, including asking what Drew's preferences were and telling him he hooks up with men. So Derek said he did nothing because he feared his career would be derailed if he flatly rejected Tyler. And instead, he told him he just wasn't the type, but he was always terrified he'd lose his job if he complained. Well, based on what he said, Tyler never stopped his advances, and he even said that Tyler Perry invited him to Atlanta later in 2020, and things allegedly took a dark turn. Derek claimed Perry greeted him warmly, but quickly started a spicy conversation, like asking him if he likes it rough in bed, and then grabbed Derek by the throat while saying, "Look how excited you just got." He said he managed to push Tyler away, but he also described a more aggressive incident that allegedly went down in June 2021, again at Tyler's Atlanta home. Dixon said that he was staying in the guest house and wearing only his underwear when he said Tyler came in to give him a goodnight hug. He alleged Tyler yanked down his underwear, groped his butt, and said, "Relax and just let it happen," and assured him it wasn't going to hurt. And Dixon said he managed to rebuff this advance by changing the subject. There's actually a lot in that lawsuit that exposed Tyler Perry, and while I cannot confirm any of it, let's just say it was insane. Other than Derek, we also had Brandon J., who went viral on TikTok after posting a video exposing Tyler Perry for pressuring him into playing a gay character, and how Tyler Perry seemed obsessed with the idea. Brandon was cast in Tyler Perry's sitcom Meet the Browns, but according to Brandon, Tyler Perry decided to make last-minute changes to the script, not considering that they were expected to film the entire episode in a day. And that wasn't even the worst part. The shock came when Tyler Perry told him that his character would be gay and have a crush on the one person who made his life in high school miserable.
Mr. Perry comes in, everything changes. So we literally run the entire episode for him, and he hates it. Does that mean I have to learn a whole new script? Yes, that's what it means. Mr. Perry on the spot starts rewriting the entire script, and he's feeding me the lines to say, and the director is kind of standing on the side like, you better do it, because if not, they will fire you. Here is where the shoe hit the fan. So in the middle of Mr. Perry changing up the scenes, he says, you know, I want Jeffrey to be gay, and he has a crush on his book. That's not what I auditioned for.
And let me not even begin with how Tyler Perry allegedly sold his soul and has been hiding behind religion. Well, based on what I've heard, China Anne McClain is finally pulling back the curtain on her early years in Hollywood, with a specific focus on her long tenure working under Tyler Perry. Given her previous statements about Hollywood being an illusion and her emphasis on personal safety and spiritual integrity, China Anne McClain is reportedly set to eventually reveal specific details regarding the high-pressure environment of major studio sets like Tyler Perry Studios, where she worked for 8 years. And given everything that's already been exposed about Mr. Perry, I bet it's gonna be juicy. Personally, I'm just glad that people are more open to saying exactly what Hollywood did to them, because it's honestly disturbing. Maybe someone like China was meant to be a star for longer, but because she refused to kiss behinds, she had to leave. I'm looking forward to what she's allegedly going to expose next. But meanwhile, let me know what you think of what she went through, and whether you believe Tyler Perry was involved in the comments section below.